Lavish D and JT had done some business. He had filmed Lavish D while Lavish D was at his studio. He ended up putting it in a movie. Lavish say, listen here, man. He paid me for the studio time for the song. He never paid me to use my likeness in no movie. And don't just put me in no movie. And then the next thing you know, people sending me flyers talking about starring Lavish D. Yeah, this is what he felt. He felt like I was pressuring him. I was trying to pressure him when I was really just conducting business. This motherfucker get on the internet and go berserk. Jay Diggs called me and say, man, this nigga is posting video at Dope Era. I lived in Stockton at the time. I had a Porsche truck. I jumped in my truck and I got from Stockton to Oakland in 10 minutes. Fab was in the store. There was a Richmond cat named City that Fab fucked with. So we met face to face. He just started talking records. I hit him in his chin. Real quick, real nice one. And he started going in his compartments. He had hella compartments in his vest looking for his pistol. He was so discombobulated he couldn't find it. He was absolutely confused. In the midst of him looking for a pistol, of course, I'm trying to get out the way of that.
Right.
So I backpedal up into the motherfucking shop.
Boy, when white folks come see you, boy, you successful. You something back. Didn't no motherfucker tell you?
All right, so shit, we get into the interactions that we've seen lately with the people know you from on the internet.
Right.
And that's with well, you already discussed the JT. It wasn't a problem in the beginning.
No.
Where did that go sour? Where did that go wrong?
JT, you know how you feel you might know somebody and that person might know you? I was managing a Sacramento artist by the name of Lavish D.
Okay.
CML. And Lavish D and JT had done some business. He had filmed Lavish D while Lavish D was at his studio. So he filmed Lavish D while they was playing pool and all shit like that though. He ended up putting it in a movie.
Okay.
So Lavish say, listen here, man. He paid me for the studio time for the song. He never paid me to use my likeness in no movie.
Right.
So if you know him, get at him and let him know. I'll just shoot me a few dollars.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? On some business shit.
Right.
So
that should have been talked about before he
right,
started.
Don't just put me in no movie and then the next thing you know, people sending me flyers talking about starring Lavish D. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when I approached the brother, real cordial, real respectful, hey, yeah, Lav was like, he see you got him in the movie thing. He say, so everything is all good, just shoot him a couple dollars. So being that I have this so-called reputation of pressuring people out of money,
boogeyman.
This is what he felt.
Yeah,
this is what he felt. He felt like I was pressuring him. I was trying to pressure him when I was really just conducting business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he get on this is something, now mind you, this is something I've never experienced in my life for a motherfucker to talk crazy to me in any type of format. This motherfucker get on the internet and go berserk. And next thing you know, somebody calling me, talking about this nigga JT, man, got your name in his mouth and this, that, and the other. I'm like, man, you got to be crying. My blood pressure went up, man. I'm like, hold on, man. Now, I done communicated with JT before this. He was out here selling dinners and shit. and I used to buy the dinners from him and things of that nature. And he'd call me when he needed some weed or whatever. When he'd come out here, I done took the nigga some weed.
This was before you did the Atlanta thing? I seen on the internet you was in Atlanta for a minute? Or?
Yeah, this before that.
Okay, so this before you did all of that.
But I think he had got, I think he was cooking and shit before Atlanta.
Okay.
And then he went to Atlanta, and then he ended up getting shot and shit like that. He come back, he had a camper that he turned into a studio, and he was sleeping in the motherfucker. So he would go and park at the hotel in the parking lot. He would call to get food and weed, and that's where he was living.
So he used to bring him food and weed. He was looking out for him?
Most definitely, cause
okay.
Yeah. So I'm thinking we cool.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga get on the internet with the rah-rah. So I'm like, okay, hold on, man.
After you came to him and it was, broke down that situation.
He come with the rah-rah on the internet, and I'm like, I can't believe this shit. I'm startled.
So that's your first time getting wind that he had an issue was on the internet.
Exactly. So I don't respond. Because now I want to, I want to do something to him.
Yeah.
Honestly. And, I was on my transition of leaving the game alone and leaving that type of aspect of living alone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was trying to bring me back into it. And he got close. Until I figured out he was just playing. It's a game for him. It's a hustle. It's marketing. He's not serious.
All the internet stuff that he was doing, it wasn't? Damn.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Now, mind you, when he came back out here, he went to Fab's store.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Diggs called me and said, man, this nigga is posting video at Dope Era.
Mm.
I lived in Stockton at the time. I had a Porsche truck. I jumped in my truck and I got from Stockton to Oakland in 10 minutes. I'm...
Y'all don't know, Stockton to Oakland.
It wasn't 10 minutes, but fast as possible.
That's fast, yeah. That's
By the time I get there, he was gone. I'm upset at Stanley.
Fab.
Yes.
Yeah.
For allowing him to come in the store. He said, man, it's a store. I can stop him from coming in the store. And, I told him he was wrong. I said, well, call him. Call him, tell him, let's go ahead and squash this shit because it's getting out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
I had all the intentions in the world to squash it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was on another page. My health was fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I was starting to love myself. I have brand new children. You know what I'm saying? My wife, loving my wife to death,
mm-hmm.
and being successful in my endeavors, and I didn't have time for that.
Right.
So I said, you know what, man? Let's go ahead and practice what I preach. Let's squash it. So I talked to him on the phone. He said, okay, yeah, he was going to come down. We was going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
When he got to Dope Era, he was by himself. I was by myself. I brought nobody. I brought no weapons. Fab was in the store. It was a Richmond cat named City that Fab fucked with that I had just met. And he was outside, sitting down or leaning up against the BART railing.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, so you talking about this situation right now where JT was explaining like y'all got into it outside the Dope Era store?
Right.
Okay, for sure.
So he He got out the van, and he had a vest on, like a bulletproof vest.
Bulletproof vest.
Yeah, a bulletproof vest. And he was walking toward me, and I chose to meet him. So we met face to face, and he just started talking reckless. Once again, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to argue with niggas, especially grown ass men. I hit him in his chin, real quick, real nice one. The wall caught him.
Oh shit!
And held him up. You know what I'm saying? And he started going in his compartments. He had hella compartments in his vest, looking for his pistol. He was so discombobulated he couldn't find it. He was absolutely confused. So, in the midst of him looking for a pistol, of course, I'm trying to get out the way of that.
Right.
So I backpedal up into the motherfucking shop. When I see he not running up in there trying to kill something.
Yeah, right.
I said, oh, this nigga, man. So I come back out. Now he done found his pistol. He just talking.
He's still talking.
I say, man, put the pistol up. Let's just thump.
Right.
Let's just brawl. We could just, you know what I'm saying, have an old school fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He refused. Ended up jumping back up in his car, and now we jumped him.
Yeah, you were saying, yeah, y'all tried to jump him and all of that? Yeah.
Never happened.
Damn.
Never happened. He was a fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? I was hoping that there was cameras around that motherfucker so that, you know, it won't just be my word or Fab or the Boy City or somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he just, and then after that I said, you know what? He's not worth it.
Right.
He wouldn't even, he claimed he wanted to fight, and I'm too old for this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm too old for this shit, man, and I just left it all the way alone. I made a couple songs just to play with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I seen you had the JT disc up there on YouTube.
Right. I made that shit.
Damn.
It was fun. I had the ET, the extraterrestrial motherfucker with his stomach, his real stomach, how it looked after he got shot. You know, that was it.
Right.
But
right.
now I completely every once in a while he'll pop up and say my name about some shit, but today I completely ignore him because he's not worth my time. He's out Africa doing great things, you know.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like it's hard to see, like, cause y'all two OGs for real, like, you know what I mean, with your own respect.
I wish the best for the brother, and
is there any way like y'all could piece it up, or it's not even called for that? It's just like you do your thing, I do my thing.
I don't even want somebody who has those characteristics to think that what he did was cool, or to think that he could be friendly with me.
Right.
I would rather disassociate myself completely with somebody like that.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, period.
It's understandable, yeah.
Boy, when white folks come see you, boy, you successful. You something. Get another motherfucker tell you.